I'm Jeffrey St. Arromand, cast member of Owning Manhattan Season 2 and member of the Trisha Lee team. Now, this week on Let's Get to the Point, we're talking about a new law that just went into effect actually this week in New York City, and it's impacting rentals. And it's called
the Fairness in Apartment Rental Expenses, or FAIR Act.
Now, the question is it really fair? It's pretty simple. Whomever hires an agent is responsible for the broker fee. There's a lot of misinformation going around that broker fees are no longer, but that's not true. So essentially, if you're a tenant and you personally hire the broker to work with you, you can pay as upwards of 15% or whatever is negotiated. Now, if you're a landlord and you hire a tenant, you now are responsible for covering that fee. Now, if you're a tenant that comes to a building that has an agent representing it, you no longer cover the fee. That could be a huge savings for potential renters, right? So in theory, this should favor the tenant, so they don't have to pay the absorbent upfront rental costs typically associated with a rental in New York. So let's do some quick math on how much is saved for the tenant. Okay, let's look at a $5,000 rental, which is common in the city. Prior to the FAIR Act, an agent can charge up to 15% of the annual rent as the fee. So this quickly adds up for the tenant. That's $9,000 for the fee, plus you have first month rent, and you have 1 month security to move into the city. That's crazy. Now, can you imagine the upfront costs on our $18,500 a month listing at 1 John Street, apartment 9D? Shameless plug. So also, the FAIR Act ensures that any fees you as a renter are asked to pay are clearly disclosed upfront, assuring no surprises later on. So all good for the tenant, right? Well, not so much.
So late today, we reached out to the Real Estate Board of New York. They represent thousands of agents and brokers here in the city. They sued to stop this law, arguing that it hurts brokers. It also violates the Constitution. We have not heard back yet. But previously, they've said that the law is misguided, that if landlords have to pay for their own broker, they're just going to end up spiking your rent. Osei says that the market determines the rent, not landlords.
Chi Osei, the New York City Council member who introduced the bill, we know he had good intentions. But now there's a trickle-down effect. Across the city, landlords are increasing rents up to 10% to accommodate for the commissions that they're responsible for paying. So in essence, the tenant is still paying the fee. Now, granted, it's not all the upfront costs, and it's basically amortized over a 12-month lease period, which I think most tenants would rather have anyway. But the bottom line is the rent is too damn high. So really, you should just be owning in Manhattan. By the way, Season 2 coming soon. For all your latest real estate news, continue to follow Estate Media for all market updates.